Hi guys, welcome to McKola TV. This is the Aftermath Live. Manchester United beat Celta Vigo in sunny Spain yesterday. It was 1-0 to Manchester United in the end. Marcus Rashford with a fantastic free kick goal to give Manchester United the victory. And I've seen a clip floating around of David Beckham's last ever goal for Manchester United. A goal at Goodison Park in the Premier League. A free kick that was pretty much identical. And I'm loving that video that's going about because Beckham's one of my favourite players ever. And Marcus Rashford is one of my favourite players at the moment. So seeing them both compared like that with that free kick was a beautiful thing. Of course, Marcus Rashford is nothing like David Beckham in the way that he plays and all that. But it was just nice to see that. And Marcus Rashford delivering yet again his first semi-final on a European stage. Now granted, it wasn't the Champions League, it was the Europa League. But how good is it to see him step up and perform on such a big level? It's his first semi-final ever. It's incredible the rise to the top that Marcus Rashford has had. Now obviously, he needs to keep improving, he needs to keep playing, he needs to keep scoring, he needs to keep performing to stay in the team. But Jose Mourinho come out yesterday after the game and said that Marcus Rashford is a kid that loves football, he loves improving, he does extra training, he's always out there on the training field. And that's great to see from Marcus Rashford because a lot of players, a lot of 18, 19-year-olds would get to that level and think they've made it, and automatically then they'd start to decline. I read an interview with Federico McKola. Remember his goal against Aston Villa? Helped Manchester United towards a title. And Federico McKola burst onto the scene fantastically well. And I read in an interview where he said that he was disappointed with himself and he looks back with a little bit of regret because he stopped working hard when he got to the first team. When he got his opportunity in the first team, when he was playing, scoring goals for the first team, he stopped working hard, he stopped doing the things that got to those places. So it's nice to hear Jose Mourinho say Marcus Rashford isn't doing that. He's working harder and he's getting in it and he's getting his chances because he deserves his chances. And when he doesn't score, he performs as well. It's not just his goals that he brings, it's his all-round performances, the pace, everything. And yesterday he missed a few opportunities. And I was thinking, oh man, he's missed a few opportunities here. How is Marcus going to react to that? Is he going to get subbed? But no, we got a free kick outside the box, pressure situation. You'd think the £89 million Pogba would take it. Nope. You'd think someone else would want to take it. Nope. But Marcus Rashford says, hey, give me the ball. And fair play to Pogba and all them for allowing him to take the ball. But he's got it and he's stuck it in. It was a great goal. Now, I know the goalkeeper could have, should have saved it. But I think he was surprised by Rashford, the way he opted to go to across the wall, across the goal, then into his near post where the wall was. I think it caught him by surprise. So, great free kick by Marcus Rashford. Guys, thank you for getting in the comments. Jordan, Victor, Petulia, M1, Ian, Sumo Fish, how you doing? You haven't missed much, mate. I am a season ticket holder, Sartak. My season ticket was renewed this week. Petulia says Rashford and Pogba were his man of the matches. And although I've been speaking about Marcus Rashford for the opening 3-4 minutes of this stream, Paul Pogba yesterday was my man of the match. His performance was fantastic. His all-round play was incredible. Bringing the ball out from the defenders, helping link up with the likes of Marcus Rashford. Mkhitaryan, who was sent away after a great piece of individual skill, set himself free in their opposition's area. He found the pass for Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan should have scored. He didn't score. Sumo Fish, you haven't missed much, honestly. We've just been talking about Marcus Rashford, and now I've moved on to Paul Pogba, who was my man of the match. When he wasn't in the side, I was saying to people, now you're going to see how much we miss him. We went to Manchester City, we went to the Etihad, we didn't do much at all. And then, in this game, we showed exactly what we've missed from Paul Pogba. Absolute quality in the midfield area. Of course, there's so much more to come from him. There is plenty more to come from him. Plenty more to come from Paul Pogba. But, yeah, those saying that he's not bringing anything to the table, he's not performing, talking absolute bollocks. Obnoxious Otter says Lingard should go to Stoke. Now, Lingard drew a lot of criticism yesterday for his performance. Well, I wouldn't say his performance, I'd say his finishing. And he deserves criticism for his finishing because 2 or 3 opportunities he squandered yesterday. I'd say 2. A lot of you guys would say 3. But in that first opportunity that flashed across the box, it took a deflection which took it away from Jesse Lingard. He was also behind 2 defenders, so it's hard for him to anticipate whether the ball was coming through. But Jesse Lingard missed 2 other opportunities that he should have took. One where he was clean through on goal. He had the whole left side of the goal, his left of the goalkeeper, empty, and he opted to go near post, passed it straight to the goalkeeper. And then in the second half, with the whole goal open, he hit a great volley. The technique, the connection was perfect. The direction wasn't on, and he just whistled past the post. And it's those 2 moments where you've really got to take those chances. The same with Mkhitaryan's opportunity as well. You've got to take those chances because, look, anything can happen in the second leg. Now, after that first leg, having seen Celta Vigo, they've rested a lot of players. That's what was worrying me. They rested their best players. But having seen them yesterday at home, yes, they had Sisto, Aspas, etc. But they didn't really threaten Manchester United. They had 1 or 2 headed opportunities. But they didn't cause us much problems at all. And there isn't a lot of cause for concern from there. The only problem was our finishing. It let us down yet again. And it's been the same way throughout this season. You got to think, not only if our finishing was better yesterday would we be comfortably into the final already and be in a similar position to Ajax where they've got a 3-goal lead going into the second leg. Not only that, but also when you think about the league season, the way it's gone this season, that finishing has let us down. You're looking at Zlatan, Pogba, Rashford, Marshall, Mickey, Lingard. All these guys have just been missing opportunities, countless opportunities this season. And you wonder why that is. Why is it? I'm not too sure. But they need to start taking those chances because it's a good thing because we're creating chances. We know next season, if we improve in the window, have a good transfer window, and we take our chances in the league season, we'll be there or thereabouts. It's good in that sense. There's a foundation to build from. It's not like we're struggling to create chances, but you've got to take them. It's cost us this season. We don't want it to cost us a Champions League spot. We need to get a Champions League spot whenever, however. And yeah, we need to cut that out. DJ Pure UK, thank you for getting involved. I agree that taking chances is where we must step up. Cheers for getting involved, mate. Muiz is in... Muiz, have I said that right? He's in Washington. Thank you for getting involved in the comments. We definitely don't work on finishing in training, surely, says Henry. But you see, I can imagine it being the other way around. I can imagine these guys in training tucking them away for fun. Pogba pinging in free kicks left, right and centre. Rashford scoring all sorts of goals. Zlatan the same. Well, not now he's injured, but you know what I mean. I can imagine in training them absolutely killing it. And then in the games, it just comes down to it and it just doesn't come. And it's a strange one because maybe it's something that started earlier in the season and has built up mentally. Thank you for getting in the comments, Nigel. Ian Lamawi, top comment out here. Shout out Kieran. Is that what that says? That's a crazy name. How you doing, mate? Cena, how you doing? King Wilbert, Sumo Fish is back. He's in Ireland as well. And Tony Wong's back as well. Thank you for getting involved, guys. We've got close to 100 people in here at the moment. A little bit quieter than usual, but you guys that have joined us, absolutely legends. So thank you for getting involved. King Wilbert says, without Zlatan, we would be a mid-table side. Pamela Rin is back as well. Thank you for getting involved again. And Dr. OKC's in the comments. Keep your comments coming in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already as well. Make sure you do that right now. But yeah, finishing, man. We need to fix up on that. And has it become a mental thing? Because you think about earlier in the season, in the league, at home, we had games where we were dominating, we never won. And I feel like that's kind of played on the players' minds and it's got a bigger and bigger and bigger mental issue. At home in the Europa League, we've been okay, apart from that game against Anderlecht. Thank you for getting in, Jordan. Always love a McKola stream, says Jordan. Jordan, I always love when you get involved and get in the comments as well. Obviously, next up for Manchester United is Arsenal away. And it's interesting because we've picked up another injury to Ashley Young. Marcus Rashford looks like he's going to be okay. But do you rest him or not? Get your comments in on that. Konstantinos is in the comments. MSTR, how you doing? Zlatan scored with his first 3 shots on target. Didn't he? Did he? I think he did, you know. He may have. Or was that Rashford? It feels good to wake up on a Friday, the day after United have done the business. Look, I know I've been moaning about chances not being taken. But having seen that performance yesterday, I didn't expect it. I expected United to at best get a draw because I thought it was a difficult place to be going. I thought they'd be playing well as well. I thought they'd be fresh and raring to go. And United played very professionally. We dominated possession well. We silenced the crowd. By the way, how much did they love a half and half there in Vigo? But we silenced the crowd. We controlled the game. And look, we should have took our chances, but it was a quality performance yesterday. And if we do that in the second leg, we're going through to Stockholm. As I said, Celta Vigo didn't seem to show us any threats at all. We need a sharp finisher, says Ian. Martial up top, says Joven. I think we should play Martial up top as well against Arsenal. I'd like to see him there in that number 9 position. He played well against Burnley from that area. I thought his performance against Burnley was quality. His goal as well against Burnley, when you see how he was playing, he picked the ball up from about 30-40 yards from his own goal. Broke from there with great pace. Joey Barton was on his heels and he kept going. Fed the ball to Ander Herrera, who picked the quality pass, but Martial kept his run going. He kept moving forward. And because of that, he got onto it. He got into the area to get a goal. It was a great goal from Anthony Martial. And I think in that move, in that goal, he showed everything that Jose Mourinho would have wanted from him. Defensively, tracking back, making sure he was covering his man, and then breaking and using his skills going forward as well. So it was nice to see that. Governor Bandicoot says their biggest game ever for their club. Of course, they had half and half scarves. Apologies if it's a silly question by me. Hey, Daru, we started about 15 minutes ago, but we got about a good 10 minutes to go. So just keep your questions coming in. Martin thinks we should rest Bailly, Valencia, Smalling, Blind, and Darmian. It's so important. I'm so frustrated that we can't go into this game against Arsenal thinking, let's go beat these lot, because top 4's still there. Because I feel top 4's gone, and I kind of feel Jose Mourinho's thinking that way as well. I think he's going to rest a lot of players now. He's resting players, and you're thinking the likes of Wayne Rooney, Anthony Martial are going to come into the fray. And that's great. But still, you need to keep a solid team. You need to keep the same lineup. You need to just change 1 or 2 players. And we haven't been able to do that because of the Europa League this season, which is really frustrating. Danny, thank you for getting in the comments. Sartak says in the second leg, if we score within the first 15 minutes, it's game over. We're going to Stockholm. Score prediction, Arsenal 2, United 1, says Sumo Fish. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in that game. That was my prediction for the Celta Vigo game though as well. And United won that one. Hopefully we do the same again. Victor thinks it's going to be 2-0 United. Remember this, guys. This is not the preview for the Arsenal game as well. When we've heard from Jose Mourinho and we've heard a little bit more in terms of team news and all that stuff, I'll do my video. I'll do my video for the Arsenal game. It's scheduled to go live at 7:30 p.m. UK time tomorrow, or 7 p.m. UK time tomorrow. The Arsenal preview is scheduled to go live. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notifications buttons and set a reminder for that. Libsy, how you doing? If you can hear the police, yeah, don't worry. They're not coming for me. I can just hear the police. Maybe you guys can too. Marcel's in the comments. Just keep Sanchez quiet and we'll stroll over Arsenal. 1-1 says Martin. Henry says 2-0 to United. MSTR says 2-0 to United. This is Old Trafford. It will end in a draw. It's not at Old Trafford. It's at the Emirates. So does that change your prediction? We did our job in Spain. We have to focus on Arsenal, Adam, says Victor. We do have to focus on Arsenal now. We did do our job in Spain, though. But this is the Aftermath Live, where we look at that game. And the question is today, have we got 1 foot in the final? Or did those missed chances, could they come back to haunt us? Are you feeling a bit pessimistic because of those missed chances? How do you feel? Ian's feeling optimistic. Adam's been arrested, says Petulia. Not yet, not yet. If the police burst through my door, I'll keep streaming till they got me in cuffs. Don't worry about that one. We have to win, says Oral. Can we beat Ajax, says Mohammed? I think we can beat Ajax in the final if we got there. They're a very good, very young side who play very good football, but United should be expecting to beat them. If we had Celta Vigo, Lyon and Ajax in a Champions League group, I'd be thinking to myself, we need to be going through top of that group with a minimum of 12 to 15 points. So, come on, we need to be doing that. Kaylin says they're going to Old Trafford because we get robbed every week. That's a great point, that is. We do get robbed every week, don't we? It's so frustrating with some of the decisions that go against us. But also, we haven't helped ourselves a lot of the time. If we took our own chances, we would have been there. And the same was yesterday. If we took our chances, we would have already been in Stockholm. They won't even score at Old Trafford, Adam. Celta is out, says Victor. Is Rash injured, says Patrick. He doesn't seem to be injured, no. He did seem to have a knot walking off, but hopefully it's nothing. But there's been nothing coming out after the game. But I'm guessing we will rest him at the weekend against Arsenal. Because I think it makes sense to. He's our main number 9 now. We just let Ibrahimovic out. So to overexert him when we've got a big semi-final coming up would just be very, very silly. Martin says he don't want to see Carrick playing for United again. I think Carrick playing on Sunday would be a bad move because of the way Arsenal play and the speed that they have in their play. And we've seen against Swansea, we've seen against Manchester City, teams that play with that high press, high energy game, then we struggle. And particularly Michael Carrick struggles to get the ball out. And that's going to come with age. He's going to get slower with age. But we need to play a quicker midfield in there. I'd go with Pogba and Herrera, you know. Just go with that. Put Wayne Rooney ahead of them. Martial up top. And then 2 wide men. Lingard and Mickey. I don't know who. But a couple of wide men. I keep being asked if I'm going to be on AFTV this week. No, I've not planned to. Speaking to Troops the other day. Might do something with him, but I haven't planned anything else, to be honest. I'm just focused on getting Man United content. We go out there to do fan cams for Reds. We want to speak to Reds. If we speak to Arsenal fans as well, it's a bonus. But we're not looking out for it, really. Don't be pessimistic. They won't win 2-0 at home unless the players are drunk, says Mohsin. Wenger in for life, says Abdullah. Patrick's there showing love. How you doing, Patrick? Hope you're well. Juan Mata has to play. Yes, how can I forget Juan Mata? He was back on the bench yesterday. It's great to see him back involved in the squad this week. He was on the bench against Swansea, on the bench against Celta Vigo. It's nice to see if we need him, we can call for him. But it's great to see that we haven't had to rush him back as well. Groin injuries can be dodgy. If you get a groin injury and then you rush him back, could pull it again and you can get a setback. If anyone gets a setback like a groin injury or a hamstring injury now, their season is basically over. So we don't want to be seeing anyone pick up injuries coming back. So yeah. People saying, can I try to speak like Troops? I think that's fucking childish, to be honest. That's just the way he speaks. I bet everybody that lives around him speaks like that too. I know people that speak like that. That say use the word fam, blood, bruv, cuz, G. I know people like that, so I don't know why people focus on that so much. Bit strange. Look, if he acts like an idiot or he says something stupid, rip him for that. But ripping him for the way he speaks and the things he says, I think is a bit, I don't know, not comfortable with that. 2-0 Mata and Herrera are going to score, says M1 Canejo. I would love Herrera to score. I would love Mata to score as well. I do think Mata will play against Arsenal, says Libs' question was, do you think Mata will play against Arsenal? I do think he will play against Arsenal. So guys, thank you for joining us today. Just a little bit of a warm down after the Celta Vigo game. I'm feeling positive about the Europa League now. Going into that first leg, I was thinking, this first leg could be very difficult. We don't really know what to expect from Celta Vigo. They've had an opportunity to freshen up their team and rest players. And I thought, just relying on the Europa League and a cup competition was very dangerous. When you rely on that and then a bad result, imagine we had a bad result yesterday, we didn't, then your whole season's looking precarious. We've kind of thrown away the league, focusing on the Europa League. Anything can happen. So to get that result yesterday, a very good result away from home, it was great to see. And I know yesterday on my live stream, I kept talking about the missed opportunities. But given the way the team has been overrun, the amount of players that we've had injured, the way that we've had to keep playing games Thursday, Sunday, it's not ideal. United did very well yesterday. So hats off to the manager and to the players that played, because they put in a shift, they put in a performance to silence the crowd, they got a result, they got back with a clean sheet and an away goal. And we go into the second leg of a semi-final, 1-0 up after a first leg in Spain. That's not a bad result by any stretch of the imagination. So going into that second leg, I'm feeling happy. Of course, you could have taken chances, but so could have Celta Vigo. They had one or two headers of their own. But from seeing those guys, it was. I'm not worried by Celta Vigo at all. Petulia says Steve calls it the warm down. Funny that, innit? He probably wants to call it the aftermath. I love Steve, really. Not one of these guys that says, "Oh, my channel was doing that first. You can't do that." All that stuff is just wet. Absolute wet wipes. Swear to God, man. You know what I mean? We've all got lives outside of YouTube. You need to stop acting like YouTube is the be all and end all. And just live life and enjoy it. United won yesterday away in Spain. Happy days. We're almost halfway there to a final in Stockholm. And like I keep saying as well, yeah, if United get Champions League football for next season, we'll win the league. Because with Champions League football, it gives us an easier structure. Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. So if we get in the Champions League, we'll win the league next season. If we get in the Champions League, United will be able to attract better players in the transfer window. If we get in the Champions League. If we get in the Champions League, we can look back on this season as a very good season. A trophy or two. Champions League football for next season. A foundation for Jose Mourinho to build on. We need a few good signings. We need to get rid of a few players. But the foundation is there to move on next season and have a very, very good season. So we need Champions League football. I can't stress that enough. Sam's saying Rooney's good and Rooney's this and Rooney's that. And people need to get off Rooney's back. Yeah. Look, Wayne Rooney is a Manchester United legend. He has done great things for Manchester United. He's a top player, has been. He's not the greatest anymore. He's not at the top of his level anymore. He can still bring something to the team from the bench, occasionally as a squad player, and I still believe he offers something as a captain. But his best days are over. He's on 300 grand a week. He is our captain. He's not going to be happy sitting on the bench. So Jose Mourinho, I believe, has been phasing him out this season. He's been creating a Manchester United that doesn't rely on Wayne Rooney anymore. And that is the best thing. Great players have all left over the years. Rude, Beckham, Keane. Now it will be Rooney's turn. And United will replace them. United will move on. And it's sad seeing legends decline like that. It's sad, but it happens to them all. So we have to move on. But we won't forget what he's done for the club. And I think people can't separate the two. Wayne Rooney, as a player, the way you describe him now, he hasn't been great. He wasn't great against Swansea. Hasn't been great. But he is a legend and he's done great things in the past. And he has that genius in him where he can pull something out of the bag sometime, like his free kick against Stoke. So I'm not against Wayne Rooney. I love him for what he's done and everything. But you have to be ruthless. Sir Alex Ferguson was the best at being ruthless. When players were coming to the end of their expiry date, when players were declining and on their way out, he replaced them. He got rid and he made the club move on for the better. that simple. That simple. So guys, on that note, thank you for joining me today. Like I said, United are 1 foot in the final in Stockholm after that performance yesterday against Celta Vigo. It's a performance that filled me with a lot of confidence. And look, at home, we shouldn't have a problem against this Celta Vigo side. If we can't beat Celta Vigo at Old Trafford after the showing that we seen yesterday, then we may as well call it a day. We don't deserve Champions League football. But you know what? We're going to get Champions League football next season. Don't worry about that. Jose has got it on lock. Real talk. Thank you for getting involved. Jeff, Sam, Henry, Deepak, Ryan, Kalen, Ian. Thank you all for getting involved today in the Aftermath Live. I'm going to get out of here right now. But thank you for joining us. The Arsenal preview is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. UK time. So if you're not in the UK, go and check out what time that is. It's already been scheduled and up on my channel, so you should see that soon as well. Subscribe, like and share. United have 1 foot in the final in Stockholm. Do you agree? Who was your man of the match yesterday? Mine was Paul Pogba. But how good was Marcus Rashford's goal? Get in the comments below. I'm out of here.